Howdy and welcome to the CRL Show. The footy is back. How good is it?
It's fantastic. It's been great to watch all week on BarTV.
Certainly has. Newcastle Rugby League, a couple of games didn't eventuate, but it was good to have the Denton Engineering Cup back. And also Rugby League Gold Coast kicked things off on Sunday with a Super Sunday, 4 games of A grade.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And it's a fantastic way, I think, to launch a season. Beautiful ground there. You could see the sun was out. It was miserable in a lot of other parts of Australia, so it was great to watch some good, fast-paced, sunny rugby league. And, next to the beach there, it'd be a lovely place to watch some footy and go for a swim afterwards.
Certainly would. Paul Arenal and Geoff Stevenson with you as usual. We are broadcasting in a shed. You can probably hear the rain falling as we speak. And it's not going away. Hopefully we can get through a full round of footy this weekend, especially in Newcastle.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed that some of the trial games have still gone ahead with some of these teams that must have been suffering. It's pretty serious flooding in the past few weeks, but it's getting worse as we saw, as we can see up the coast. Yeah. Northern New South Wales is looking like it might be a bit sketchy in the next few weeks.
They've got probably another month before the NRRL kicks off, so they're not too bad. But Canberra Regional Rugby League kicks off this weekend, and Group 7 was supposed to kick off this weekend, but because their junior teams made the grand final, they've decided to push the competition back a week. Yeah. If you're wondering what's screaming in the background, it's not supporters of Geoff and I. It's we've got a little puppy. We're sort of babysitting her at the moment. She's going crook at me because she's just off camera. But
she may have her debut appearance on the CRL Show later.
Anyway, we'll get into the highlights. And first up, it's the Rugby League Gold Coast. Yeah, first up, it was Burleigh over Southport 20-18. Curtis Rowe at fullback, the former Q Cup guy. He might have played some NRL as well. He had a blinder. It's good to see Burleigh and Southport having a close game this time.
Yeah, that's right. Southport lost a lot of their big guns, their big name signings, but they still put in a solid performance. Here
we go with Ormo, back in A grade. Your man there on screen.
Yeah, now those who may not have known, Ormo were lucky enough to get Isaac Lukes to sign with them this year, and he had a cracker of a game and could be the difference this year in a few wins.
Yeah, I think he picked up 2. Runaway Bay 20-4 over Currumbin. Another close game. A late try here, you can see, to Runaway Bay. Made the score, well, not really blowout, but good result for the Seagulls. Then the match of the round, Tugan 22-20 over Mudgery Bars. That rain comes down on the shed. Mudgery Bar got away, but... Tugan got away, but Mudgery Bar come back, and they just ran out of time, really.
Yeah. And there's some really, really decent tries scored out on the flanks by Tugan. Some great entertainment.
Yeah, well, luckily we are in the shed, and you can see Daisy here. She's just joined us here. So, anyway, we'll try to keep going.
She might be the CRL dog.
She could be the CRL dog. Yeah, possibly. Anyway, Dylan might have a word to say about that. I've got a greyhound as well. Anyway, that was round 1 of Rugby League Gold Coast. Rain's getting harder. Yeah. We'll go into the Newcastle Rugby League. Round 1 kicked off. There was 2 games that got washed out, but first up we have Cessnock v West. Yeah. And this is a real arm wrestle up there at Cessnock Sports Ground, but the go-inners, they did enough, and West are going to start 0-1.
Yeah, I was interested to see what sort of West team came out to play. Like we were speculating last week and how such an average start they had last season. They put in a pretty solid performance, but, we're talking about Cessnock here, and they're a quality team. And
down at Maury Breen, check out this for a try.
Oh. It's like it is here at the moment.
Yeah. Wyong getting the points in this one, 16-12, and Luke Sharp back at the Roos after having a year with the Entrance Tigers, just ran straight through the whole team to score a brilliant individual try from a tap.
It's great they play in those conditions. They don't cancel it or anything like that, like a lot of other sports would.
Yeah, and the match of the round on Sunday was the Pickers against the Butcher Boys, and the Pickers, they looked red hot early, but Central did well to fight back in this one. But this is a brilliant try here for the Pickers, which pretty much wrapped up things.
Yeah, and they got Brock Lamb, and he might have been the difference maybe on Sunday. I don't know what you think about that, but the Pickers did well to hang in there.
Yeah, he was the man of the match, I think, to his man of the match. So well done to Brock Lamb and all the Maitland guys and Central as well. It was a fantastic game to call.
Yeah.
You would not have thought that was round one.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking last week about the lack of trials for a lot of these teams as well. So they're quite sharp for like you say, round one.
All right, it's time for the Quizmasters trivia. It's back. We forgot it last week, to be honest, but we're back, and we're sticking with the Newcastle theme. This week's question is, which team entered the Newcastle Rugby League first grade competition first? Was it Curry, Cessnock or Morpeth? Curry, Cessnock or Morpeth. I'll let you have a stab, and the viewer, one of the viewers, if you send us a message with your correct answer, the first one that gets it right, you'll pick up a subscription of BarTV Sports for 12 months.
Brilliant. That's not a bad deal. That's not a bad price. It's a tough one. I reckon Morpeth has been thrown in there as a bit of a kind of curveball. So I don't know whether to go there, but I originally thought maybe Morpeth.
I don't want to say twist you, but Morpeth and East Maitland. Morpeth and East Maitland merged, and then later on they merged with Maitland United to become the Maitland Pickers.
Okay. I would head towards Morpeth only because I'd imagine it would be the nearest to Newcastle at the time. Easiest to get to, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I'll let the viewers and listeners work it out for themselves. Yep,
so if you know the answer, send us a message at bartvsports.com.au. There is a contact tab. Or just leave a message on the Facebook page, whatever. Thanks to Quizmasters Trivia. They're at a local pub near you doing great things. So we thank them for being on board again in 2022.
And I know what it's like when you get Curry and Cessnock in the same room. We don't want big arguments about, I played footy for Curry well before the Bulldogs were born and all that stuff. Okay, we've got to just tone it down, guys. Yep. Calm down.
All right, well, that's a Quizmasters Trivia question for this week. Now it's time for Around the Groups.
Yeah, now there's a bit of around the group stuff. Some more signings of notable players in some rural and regional comps, players we'd recognise. Our man on the street, Murph, who's always has an ear to the ground.
I'll have to put him on the payroll soon.
I think so. Maybe he could have his own little sting or something like that. But he's often bouncing around the Dora Creek Swampies in the Newcastle and Hunter Rugby League comp.
Yep.
He's saying that Darcy Lussick may be signing with them pretty soon.
Well, I have heard that rumour too a while back.
Yeah, there's
Richie Fayoso as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And Fayoso was, I think he was mentioned last year, was he? And it was a neck problem. Was it? I think the same. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And because he's had that neck injury. Anyway, Lussick has not been seen yet at training. Okay, righto. So Lussick update. We might do one every week. Lussick update. Not at training yet, but I think it'd be a good get, and it makes you see. I think he knows the coach, and I think there's some good things that come out of some of these NRL players filtering out to the regions because they draw in other players. Yeah. So they bring in other players of note that hear good feedback from their old teammates. It's a ton of fun. It's a lot of enterprising play and enjoyable sort of weekends at Dora Creek.
Yeah, good Chinese down there.
Yeah, I don't know what the after footy feed would be down there. Yeah. I guess a smash of Chinese. Yeah. Now, another one, Sawtell back in the Group 2 for this year. They've got Clint Greenshields as their coach, which is another... I bring this one up particularly because I love when former juniors go back, and it's one of those ones. He's not going there, I guess, for money or anything. It's just his former club, Sawtell, needed a coach there on their way back, and he'll be another high-profile coach for that group, considering you've got Sam Burgess for Aurora Valley. So,
sorry, mate, I just knocked you.
No worries, bonk. That's all right. More, I've got to flick pages and have a look around.
I think Clint Greenshield, he spent a couple of years with the Grafton Ghosts, maybe even when they won the Clayton Cup with Lee Wicks in charge. So.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and he's... I just think it's just good. It could be a good... I think the good idea of these NRL players going out to coach is it could create a... Like Ashton Sims down south, create a career that goes on to other things. They might become a coach in lower grades and work their way up to be doing it professionally full time. Yeah. Group 7, a little bit of Group 7 news. The Southern Highlands Storm. I don't know if you heard about them.
They were going to join Group 7 first grade comp, but I think they're just entering in the 3rd division down there. Yeah, they are,
Unfortunately, they were pushing to go to play in first grade comp this year. I think they're just short of players. Yeah. But they're a merger of Bowral and Mossvale. They merged last year or the year before. Good things coming out of them, though. They've got they're playing all grades from under 6 to Masters at the moment.
Under 6 to Masters.
Yeah, so you can't. You get a game if you turn up there. It doesn't matter how old you are, gender, whatever. But unfortunately, they were playing the Reagan Cup, which is third grade down in Group 7. But fingers crossed. And I guess looking to next year, anyone down that way that wants to get a game of rugby league, I think it was just a lack of player numbers, unfortunately, or they would have been playing first grade. The flood relief from the NRL, I don't know, that's being rolled out. And I think it's just more of a shout out to any clubs around the North Coast who might be watching or listening, or anyone around flood. The NRL's been pretty generous. They're offering $500,000, not for every club, but a $500,000 pool, and it's really to replace jerseys, tackle bags, balls, everything. Just that basic, like imagine if your whole kit was flooded, sort of thing. So get onto that, people, because a lot of those clubs often will say, "Oh, we'll work it out ourselves," and they'll be tough and resilient and that kind of stuff. But the money is there. Yeah, I would suspect it won't get spent very quickly. I'd say clubs will come back and go, "Oh, God, like we're still a few weeks off. What are we going to do?" Yeah. So I'd get in early. And get that money so you can get those kits and get them back and get those teams up that way. I'm surprised some of them are playing trials. I know Byron Bay went to Old Bar a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. I don't know how they did it after all the chaos up that way.
I know. I believe Crozier Park in Lismore was actually getting renovated this year anyway.
Yeah, okay.
So, we'll see how they go.
Could work out well. Yeah. And last thing, speaking of that, there's been some awesome, I love new stadiums and new grounds and new everything. There's Southwest Rocks finalising. There'll be some shots you can see on the screen right now. They're constructing a brand new grandstand. They're calling it a high performance centre.
Wow.
I love some of the wording. But what they're saying with that is it's beyond just this is the first grade team in the Hastings Cup sort of ground. Yeah. This is now community. Juniors are going to use it. It's going to be used by various sports and that kind of thing. And I think I like those things because it'll draw more people into. They'll get more competitions. They might get touch footy comps and stuff up there. Yeah,
for sure.
And it looks like a great facility.
It's a great spot up there, Southwest Rocks. Really, it's off the highway a bit, but it's sort of really hidden gem, really, and it'll be a good place to play. Like finish your NRL career and play in the Hastings League against some little country towns.
See a bit of that happening up the coast with Evans Head and Byron and stuff, attracting some quality players, probably for that reason. A lot of local juniors coming through there. The other one is Orange. I completely missed it last week and missed it early in the year. They've had their grand leisure precinct approved, so it's going to be a 8,000 seat stadium. Yeah. Adjacent to, and I love this, the only cricket ground that's named after a motor racer, Jack Brabham Oval.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Based on an old golf course. So the old golf course up at Orange, and they've already got the cricket ground there. They're going to build the stadium.
The golf course is named after an ice skater.
Yeah, that's right. Just for shits and giggles. But actually, it's based around an old racetrack. It's a New Blas. New Blas, it's called. Okay. I spoke to a local. It's not New Blas. The S is silent. Right. But Wade Park's a lovely ground, and it's probably a good oval ground. But this is going to be the first rectangular, purpose-built stadium in Orange. There are a lot of ovals. Carrington Park Oval. I can say almost. There's not a lot in the Central West that don't have both. But, it's purpose built, good to go. That's been approved, so it's
that's
hopefully now.
Well done.
Yeah, and that's around the groups.
Awesome. Yeah, well, I've just got a couple of little things here coming up. It's only just over a week away. Sleepy's Day. It's a massive event put on by South Newcastle and the Sleepy's Foundation. It's on April 9 at Townsend Oval. Get there. They always draw a big crowd. They can get about 5,000 in Townsend Oval for this thing. So, tickets available through Sticky Tickets or just turn up to the ground, I think. You should be able to do that.
The usual thing, there'll be plenty of ways of raffles and that kind of stuff for raising money, but you can win stuff. One thing I liked, I think I mentioned last season, was that it's now online and it's all year. Sleepies isn't just a day now. Yeah. It's a foundation. So that's a great thing that you can do it any time of the year. You can donate some money. Yeah,
started by Peter Sleeper, former South Newcastle Lions. I think he won a premiership with them in 1987. Yeah. You'll probably say that I was wrong. But it's a great cause. Yeah. And it's a great event on the Newcastle Rugby League calendar. So if you're in town around Newcastle area, check it out. It's brilliant.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yep. One last thing is keeping with the Newcastle theme, University of Newcastle Rugby League. They're having their 50th year reunion or anniversary. It's on Saturday, May 7 at the Next Club. Was that the Newcastle Entertainment Centre these days?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so $150 at tickets, but, you get, I think, food and drink involved in that as well. And it'll be a great night. They've got some special guest speakers involved in that, but we'll have plenty more information as it comes to hand. That's for if you're a former Seahorse, make sure you turn up to that event because it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and last year, I think the last few years we've talked about during COVID, a lot of clubs that are having anniversaries and they've been cancelled, postponed, whatever. So I'll keep an eye out for those. See if, I know Old Bar, I don't know whether they ever got theirs up and running. I think Gundagai as well. There's a few of them that were having anniversaries and they just couldn't run them because of COVID. So we'll see what's going on with those. And if anyone else, any listeners or viewers out there they know of something that's coming up, some sort of anniversary of a club, let us know, because if we can put the message out there, we'll get as many people as we can to your event.
Was that you or Daisy?
I don't know. Or maybe it was the snake. Maybe it's just, I think it's just regurgitated some rat or something in the back there.
All right. So that's around the groups. We'll go to a new segment too. It's called the Hit of the Week. Here it is. So this is in the match between the Maitland Pickers and Central on the weekend, and this is a beauty from Randall Briggs. Poor old Callum Burgess on the end of that one.
I love one off a kickoff. There's something about it because both players, it's almost like the Chief and
Spud Carroll,
the other day. They're both usually at full pace, so you sort of really get that feel. So
that's the hit of the week. If you see another one in, it doesn't even have to be BarTV games. It can be any game of Country Rugby League. Let us know about it.
Can they send in ones of their own? And I mean, organised games. I don't want people just running at each other in backyards. Actually, I do, but we won't put that on air because that's probably not. That's a bit Will Smith. We won't. It's probably best not to show it, but. Anyone's got some nice ones that they may have captured on their smartphones or anything like that. We could probably have whack those on as well.
Yeah. So that's the hit of the week. Hopefully we'll bring that to you. Proudly sponsored by no one at this stage. So if you want to jump on board like Quizmasters.
Look, League Tees, I keep buying your shirts. If you want to keep giving us free shirts, that could be a sponsorship. Fantastic.
All right, round 2 of the Newcastle Rugby League fixtures. A couple of tasty clashes there on screen. The match of the round, or the Tui's feature match of the round, is Cessnock v Lakes United at this stage, weather permitting. Yeah, and
I think people with local knowledge, you look at some of those games and you know the ones that have boggy fields and the drainage isn't so great. So it'll be interesting to see a lot of the, I think the entrance is probably looks pretty good. There are some grounds that just drain really well. So hopefully they're all on. But just keep your eyes peeled and your ears to the ground as to what's been cancelled.
Yeah. Up north, round 2 of Rugby League Gold Coast. They all go back to their usual home and away now. Kicking off with Helensvale v Currumbin on Saturday night. And the match of the round will be Ormo v Runaway Bay, first up winners in round 1. So that should be a good test for Ormo to see how they go against the Seagulls.
Yeah, it's my match of the round. Ormo, I don't want to hitch everything on Isaac Luke, but he did make a marked difference last week, and it's going to be against those tougher teams who are just no offense to Helensvale, where you'll see whether that difference will be the difference between winning and losing.
And Canberra Raiders Cup, that kicks off round 1 this weekend of it should be a beauty down there in the nation's capital. We've got Woden Valley against the Blues, Tuggeranong host the Roos, and Gungahlin v West Belconnen. I think it's Belconnen United v Goulburn City. That is the feature match of the round down there in Canberra. And I believe they're going to have commentary for all grades, just not first grade, but ladies league tag, under 19s and reserve grade. So, that'll be a beauty down there.
That's fantastic, And I think Goulburn City last year, they did well coming back. They were more than solid.
Yep.
I know Daisy's she's a Goulburn City freak, despite because of the dog, connection.
Yeah.
But I rate them this year because they've had a year's off season to sort of settle their squad and stuff like that.
And finally, we have it should be round 1 of Sunshine Coast Rugby League. Now, they may be on BarTV this week, I'm not too sure, but we'll just preview it anyway. Round 1 of Rugby League Sunshine Coast, BY. Nambour, Gympie against Caboolture, Kawana against Caloundra, and Maroochydore v Noosa. Which one of those stands out for you, Geoff?
I think Biwa versus Nambour would be an interesting game. There's a lot of there's a lot of heritage in those clubs, and you hear of, like, there's a lot of Origin players that have come through that system. So it's a high quality competition. So I'll be looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, so plenty of football. All the competitions, they're starting to kick off over the next month. We'll be flat out with all the stuff. And as we say, if you got any news, you got an event coming up, a reunion or Old Boys Day or anything, let us know. You can go to contact@bartvsports.com.au or Rugby League at bartvsports.com.au. So, let us know or drop a message on Facebook. More than happy to plug your team, your competition, anything involved Country Rugby League clubs. We want to help you out.
Yeah, and it's all started now, so it's a great time to subscribe to BarTV.
Yeah.
It means you get access to all the games, and like I said, as of last week, the games have begun. And, it's Sunday. It kicked off at 11, finished about 6-ish?
Yeah, it's hard to get your head around the daylight saving.
I know,
I think that might have confused a few this week.
But it was just fantastic to have something to watch, like I said, in between. When you're a subscriber, you can just, come and go as you please a little bit. Like, I really enjoy that element to it, that get a few jobs, get the mowing done, I'll watch this game, and then I'll go do something else and watch the last game. It's fantastic.
Yeah. All right, that's about it, mate. So any final words, or would you just get out of here?
I reckon get out of here before it rains again, or the dog starts gnawing at my finger. But really, really pleased with how things how our teams are coming back. Everyone seems to be energy in the air. Like I said, after 2 years of interruption, I get the feeling people are thinking there's going to be no interruption. I think the interviews last week, Newcastle Rugby League, there was still that kind of feeling of, hopefully we get the season through, but I think we're going to get this season through, so it'll be fantastic to get into it. All
right, it's time for myself and Geoff to get out of here. Daisy needs to go out in the backyard and do a number 2.
Know the feeling.
Yeah. We'll catch you next week, episode 3, maybe.
See ya.